Mm-hmm.
Now at noon, millions of dollars worth of stolen cargo leading to 6 arrests. Detail on the crime in minutes. Plus, authorities in Brevard County are looking for an inmate who escaped police custody. But first, we have breaking news. The state has issued a missing child alert for a 15-year-old girl from Oviedo. FDLE issued the alert for Jade Toth. The agency says she was last seen a week ago on Spring Heather Place. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Last week, Oviedo police asked for the public's help in finding Toth, who was seen wearing a dark-colored hoodie and gray sweatpants. Anyone with information about where she is asked to call the Oviedo Police Department, FDLE, or 911. A violent scene in Brevard County now leading to a manhunt after investigators say the suspect attacked officers and escaped custody. Now multiple agencies are searching for him. It happened near Orlando Health Melbourne Hospital last night. That's right off of North Wickham Road, not far from the airport. News 6's Mark Lehman has the latest.
Law enforcement want people in the area to be on the lookout for this man as he was able to not only slip away but evade capture during the overnight hours and through today. This escape happening at the hospital here behind me, with police saying the man ran towards the south across the street here and ended up in the woods where he essentially disappeared. This is the man police are searching for, 24-year-old Eric Jerry. He was originally taken into custody by Melbourne police yesterday on an outstanding warrant, but while being taken to jail, investigators say he told officers he was having a medical issue, so they diverted to the hospital here where he escaped. Here's video from the search scene last night. According to investigators, once arriving at the hospital, Jerry attacked the officers as they were removing him from the patrol car, and he ran away. Police say it was discovered that during the confrontation, Jerry somehow removed his handcuffs. He was chased into the woods south of the hospital but hasn't been seen since. Other law enforcement were involved in the search, which included police dogs, drones, and the sheriff's office helicopter. And that search was called off during the overnight hours here, but police are asking anyone who recognizes Jerry, knows his whereabouts, to call them or crime line at 800-423-TIPS. We'll keep you updated with any details we learn throughout the day. For now, reporting in Melbourne, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Breaking right now at noon, a road depression that opened up in Groveland earlier this month is now confirmed as a sinkhole. Lake County announced the news in the last hour. This is video we showed you earlier this month of Empire Church Road. Officials say the sinkhole opened February 2nd, prompting a shutdown of the road from Bear Lake Road to Edge Hill Drive. The county says they have a repair plan and are working to stabilize the area and safely rebuild the roadway. Time now to get a check of your forecast on this Thursday. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. And Candace, the new drought numbers, not great, but we do have a little bit of rain in the forecast.
A little bit of rain in the forecast for today, a little more on Sunday. But yes, the drought monitor, Julie, it comes out every Thursday afternoon or Thursday late morning. You can see that now a lot more of parts of Marion County, northern Sumter County now under an extreme drought. The last update we had, the big swath of orange Seminole, and Volusia County were under abnormally dry conditions. And as of the new update, that abnormally dry condition is now just across from northern Brevard County, meaning that almost everybody here in Central Florida, everyone is under some version of a drought, some level of it, from a moderate drought all the way to an extreme drought. So again, as Julie mentioned, there is a chance for a little bit of rain. Right now, we are tracking a very, very weak cold front that has just kind of draped its way over Central Florida. It's what brought us all that fog this morning, but it's going to act like a focal point and producing a couple more scattered showers in the forecast today, which is why we're holding the chance for rain at only about 30%. It's not going to be a washout of an event, but certainly keeping the clouds in place. Speaking of the clouds, right now you can see Orlando International Airport right now nearing 70 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. The clouds linger there in Kissimmee. Not so much, though, in Daytona Beach, looking mostly clear. We'll have more details, though, on the real bump and rain chances that comes just in time for your weekend. We'll be timing all of that out coming up in just a couple minutes.
Candace, thank you. In Volusia County, a fight between neighbors leading to gunfire, prompting a large police presence and impacting a nearby elementary school's dismissal. This happened yesterday afternoon in South Daytona. Police say a neighbor went to confront Dana Rowden about him constantly speeding down the street. But that's when they say Rowden pulled out a gun and shot at him and another person. Because of the gunfire, South Daytona Elementary School wouldn't let walkers go home. They had to be picked up instead. Investigators say Rowden locked himself inside his house, but did eventually surrender about 3 hours later. He is now being held without bond on aggravated assault charges. We are working to learn more about this scene in Orange County where multiple golf carts appear to have caught fire. This happened at a golf cart dealership on Goldenrod Road. We saw crews working to put out several smoldering carts. Right now, we don't know what caused this. We've reached out to Orange County Fire Rescue, and we'll let you know as soon as we hear back. Millions of dollars in stolen cargo. Now, a half dozen people are under arrest in what the state is calling an organized criminal syndicate. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez is in Orange County and has more on what investigators found.
6 people are now facing grand theft charges after the Florida Highway Patrol worked with agencies like the Orlando Police Department and the Orange County Sheriff's Office to stop a ring of thieves. Florida State Attorney General James Uthmeier announced the charges on Thursday in Orlando. Uthmeier said the 6 people would target truck drivers around the state, stealing goods from their trailers, often department store items, to sell for a profit. The case started in 2023 after OPD arrested 2 people for cargo theft. After this, they connected with the state's cargo theft task force. This led to a much larger investigation that Uthmeier says uncovered a crime ring that led to $7.8 million in loss. He calls this an example of the state's focus on catching criminals.
The message out there to people is if you are going to commit crime, I mean, first of all, you shouldn't do it anywhere, but you are an idiot if you want to commit crimes in the state of Florida. We are watching. We're going to get you. It might take us a little while. We cross our T's and dot our I's. We do not hand out plea deals, and we prosecute to the fullest.
Over 10 law enforcement agencies from around the state assisted in this investigation. The 6 people are accused of committing 32 thefts, including 51 stolen motor vehicles and 28 stolen cargo shipments. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
In Marion County, the Red Cross is helping a family of 4 who is without a home after a devastating fire. Take a look at just how intense this fire was. This was late Tuesday night on Southwest 66th Street. Firefighters say at one point part of the roof collapsed, causing them to pull out of the home and switch to a defensive attack. No one was hurt. The cause of the fire is now under investigation. The White House sent a new proposal to Democrats to fund the Department of Homeland Security and avoid a partial government shutdown starting on Saturday. As senators debate ICE reforms today, the department's top officials are testifying on Capitol Hill, and the Minnesota operation that brought the issue to the forefront is coming to an end. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
We've seen a big change here in the last couple of weeks.
The president's border czar Tom Homan announced this morning the federal immigration enforcement operation in Minnesota is winding down.
I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that this surge operation conclude.
Homan says a small federal footprint will remain following the weeks-long operation that set off a national debate over the Trump administration's immigration enforcement tactics.
It comes at a cost of the lives of 2 U.S. citizens, Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
Minnesota's Attorney General was among state officials and immigration enforcement leaders testifying on Capitol Hill Thursday as the Senate debates reforms with a DHS funding deadline Friday.
The White House and Senate Democrats have traded proposals this week, while GOP lawmakers have pushed back against some of the key Democratic proposals, including restricting agents from wearing masks and tightening rules around warrants.
It is already the law that you need a judicial warrant to enter into somebody's home, but that is obviously being undermined.
If DHS funding lapses, a partial shutdown would impact agencies including the TSA, Coast Guard, and FEMA. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
This morning, sparks flew during this Vulcan rocket launch, but that didn't impact it from taking new satellites into orbit for the U.S. Space Force. That's according to the United Launch Alliance. The Vulcan blasted off a little after 4:20. There it is. About 50 minutes into the launch window, on board are 2 surveillance satellites that will be used by the military. This is just the 4th time the Vulcan rocket has ever lifted off from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Meantime, NASA and SpaceX are shooting for tomorrow morning for the Crew 12 liftoff. 4 astronauts will head to the International Space Station on a months-long mission. Liftoff is scheduled for 5:15 if the weather cooperates, and we will bring it to you live. A multi-million-dollar project to renovate Camping World Stadium is underway, but more workers are needed to get the job done. Coming up, the special event today where you could get hired on the spot. Taking a live look for you over Mount Dora from our City of Mount Dora camera. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
If you go by Camping World Stadium, you'll likely see a whole lot of construction equipment. Work is officially underway on a massive $400 million renovation project, but the people behind the project say they need help, and today they're holding a big job fair. Your Orange County community correspondent Jarrell Baker is following this story.
Yeah, new seats, new concessions, and new restaurants. There's a lot of things going in to this major project that's going on right here at Camping World Stadium. You see some trucks down there. You also see a crane that's being operated in the background. Construction is clearly underway, and one of the reasons they need these workers is that time is of the essence as Orlando looks to lure the Jaguars to play here in 2027.
You're talking about somebody who needs a place to play for a year. Our community sets up for that, but this new building will be ideal.
Despite construction starting Wednesday, Florida Citrus Sports CEO Steve Hogan says there's still no official word that the Jags are coming to Orlando in 2027.
In terms of the relationship between Orlando and the Jags, we all are comfortable with what we've provided. The NFL committee has to officially bless that.
The Jags need a temporary home because Everbank Stadium's $1.4 billion renovation could force them out for the 2027 season. Here's what's coming to Camping World Stadium. More seats, increasing capacity to 65,000. Down at the other end there, they're building an event center. And you may not be able to see inside, but they're installing a retractable stage for concerts. Total price tag, $400 million. Camping World is hosting a job fair today to find workers to help out with the massive makeover.
The estimate's about 1,500 workers that will be on site at a max of about 400 workers.
Now you see some trucks and some construction going on there on the east end of the stadium. Now, they have a tight deadline to get this all done. They're trying to get it all done by the summer of 2027, right before the NFL season. Now, they have a job fair that is going on at 6 p.m. today, right there at Varsity Club here at Camping World Stadium. I'm your Paramore Community Correspondent, Jarrell Baker.
All right, 12:15, you know what that means. Time to get a check of our forecast. Here is a live look outside. This is our camera in Daytona Beach and actually seen some blue sky out there. A lot of us, though, are dealing with some clouds and even a low rain chance today. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here, and we're also tracking a better chance of rain this weekend.
Exactly. Things that we need, right? We want warmer temperatures, right? Highs back in the 70s, but we need the rain on top of it. All right, let's talk weather headlines. So right now we are dealing with a very weak front that's going to just continue to stay nearby. That will be bringing up rain chances, very spotty in nature today and tomorrow. Then as we head into really Saturday, that's when that warming trend will really kick up, nearing 80 degrees on Valentine's Day, still staying mostly dry, just a low end chance of rain. But as Julie mentioned, there's a better shot for rain this coming Sunday. Won't be the majority of the day. Models continue to shift it a little later on into the evening on Sunday. Fingers crossed that verifies, and maybe we can push it a little later into the overnight hours, because that would really help everyone planning on enjoying the Daytona 500, which is notoriously always wet. All right, let's look here at the satellite and radar composite. Here's that little weak front that I was just mentioning. Again, it's the reason why we had all that dense fog overhead, plenty of moisture and those calm winds. It will also be the culprit for just a couple of spotty showers in the forecast for today. Temperatures out the door right now as you're running those afternoon errands, maybe grabbing some lunch. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
So notice between about 3-4 o'clock around dismissal time, some car lines or pickups or whatnot, the bus stop might be a little bit on the wet side. We will be dealing with a couple of spotty showers. The rain today will be very brief. If you do get caught under one, it could be light, moderate, even maybe a little bit of a heavy downpour, but again, won't last very long for any after-school practices and whatnot. You can see till about 5-6 o'clock. Meteorologist Julie Broughton and Jonathan Kegas will be watching that radar very closely into the evening hours. Speaking of the next few hours, 30% chance of rain until about 4 o'clock. Then temperatures will try to cool down, but they will still be a very mild evening, just like how it was this morning. Temperatures will be about 55 degrees, clear and calm, with another round of patchy early morning fog will be possible. But let's talk about the big rainmaker. This is all associated with a new cold front that will start sweeping through the area on Sunday. Again, this is the European model. This is maybe one of the earlier models. Many other ones start shifting them even later. But at this point, it looks like by 7 o'clock, most of the rain is still just to the north. We've got the rays starting around the 2 o'clock hour there. And it does look like the rain could start approaching more of the Volusia County area by about 10, 11 o'clock. That would be better. then happening at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where it would be guaranteed rain delays. So this is something we're going to be watching very closely. The timing is going to get pretty close when it comes to the Daytona 500. But other than that, most of the rain that the rest of Central Florida will be dealing with should come through the overnight hours and early Monday morning. So as we take you here through your Daytona 500 forecast, notice rain chances are dropping off a little bit. By 6 o'clock, we'll have a lot more cloud cover kind of building in. But before the Daytona 500, if you're making any plans for Valentine's Day, again, we'll be in those upper 70s inland, low 70s along the coastline. Just a really nice Valentine's Day on tap. It's nice. That also falls on a Saturday. But as we get results here, the full 7-day forecast, that 30% shot for rain on Monday is very, very early in the day. You can see once that front clears, highs back to near normal in the mid-70s.
Candace, thank you. A return to the wild. 3 orphaned manatees are now enjoying the warm water at Blue Springs State Park. Coming up, the group that saved the manatees and the story of getting them back to the water. And coming up on News 6 at 6.
They got back thousands of dollars after a News 6 investigation.
Within weeks, literally weeks of us talking, I got my money back.
They hired a handyman who they say ran off with their money. We'll tell you what the company who connected them says tonight on News 6.
Here is a live look over downtown Orlando, where we're seeing some clouds on our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back. Let's take a live look out at Blue Springs State Park. Isn't this just so beautiful? Tons of manatees there enjoying their Thursday. And in just the last 90 minutes, 3 rehabilitated manatees joined the group. The 3 were saved by SeaWorld as calves. Cardi T, Clawford and Lily Pad are now swimming in their new home. They were orphaned as calves, and SeaWorld stepped in until they were ready to return to the wild. SeaWorld was joined by the Clearwater Marine Aquarium Research Institute. They tagged the 3 to make sure they could be tracked. Lily Pad, Crawford, and Cardi T will be tracked for a year to make sure they're thriving on their own. That includes feeding and migrating. Beautiful to see that. You could have more opportunities to catch a prized red snapper this season. NOAA is announcing it has accepted the state's request to hand over management of red snapper season in the South Atlantic. Governor DeSantis in the past has proposed expanding the red snapper season from 2 days to 39 days. Next up in this process comes a 25-day public comment period where you can weigh in. We'll keep you updated when we learn when that public comment period will begin. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Valentine's Day is, of course, this weekend, and it turns out Americans are spending big on their pets as well as their significant others. This year, people are projected to spend more than $29 billion on Valentine's Day. More than $2 billion is expected to be spent on dogs and cats. Is that a full Valentine's Day outfit? Yes. That's up from $1.7 billion last year, but just a warning, vets remind you that human Valentine's Day treats can be bad for our four-legged sweethearts, so make sure you are mindful of where you're leaving your treats and your chocolate. Will Denver be receiving Valentine's Day gifts? Your puppy?
No, he has plenty of toys from Halloween and Christmas and all that fun stuff. How about Jakey?
Every day's Valentine's Day for him.
I was going to say, yeah, I figured. But there were some pretty cute outfits there. Yes. Listen, if you are planning on doing something nice on Valentine's Day, whether you're celebrating or, hey, it's a Saturday, temperatures are going to be nearing 80 degrees, rain chances about 20%, bumping up those rain chances, though, late Sunday.
All right. Thank you so much. Sure. And thanks for joining us this noon. Our next newscast is at 3, and you can always check clickorlando.com. Have a great day.